And a very pleasant good afternoon and welcome, baseball fans, to another edition of Klamath Falls Falcons Baseball on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. Today, the Falcons back on the road in Central Oregon as we find ourselves here at Redmond High School, Redmond Rotary Field at the David M. Jayquah Sports Complex in Redmond, Oregon. The Falcons get ready to take on the SunWest Generals. My name is Josh Eldridge, Walter Hartley alongside me today. We're going to step aside for 2 minutes, and when we come back, we'll introduce you to today's starting lineups and get ready for first pitch of a single 9-inning affair today in Redmond. The Falcons and the Generals are next on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Today's season opener matchup is between the visiting.
Looking for insurance from someone who truly understands rural Klamath? Meet Gabby Haskins, a licensed agent for Country Financial, born and raised in Merrill with deep roots in agriculture and the local way of life. Whether you're protecting your family farm, homes, vehicles, businesses, Gabby's here to help. She offers trusted, personalized insurance for farm, life, home, auto, commercial, and retirement needs at Gary Sheen's Country Financial office in Merrill. Stop by today and see why Merrill residents trust one of their own. Country Financial, here to help you experience more in Merrill.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
Over the last year, you've heard and seen the advertisement for God's Gifts 2, a local photographer who travels to high school sporting events and takes individual and team action photos at a great price. Something you may not know, though, is that the money from God's Gifts Photography supports 6 children in Kenya who Annalisa has met on mission trips. If you'd like to capture your athlete in action and help support these kids, call 541-281-2206. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook.
Assistant coaches Cubby Williams and Tony Pupo.
Josh Eldridge and Walter Hartley back with you this afternoon from Redmond, Oregon. We are nearly ready for some American Legion baseball today. Let's go ahead and introduce you to today's starting lineups, and we'll begin with our visitors today, the Klamath Falls Falcons. Leading off is the shortstop, Carson Sims. He's followed in the order by the catcher, Jacoby Tacchini. Corbin Hamilton bats third at first base. Jacoby Nickerson's at third base hitting cleanup. Trustin Thomas is in right field batting fifth today. Harley Hoblet is the center fielder batting sixth. Ty Teeters, the designated hitter, bats seventh, followed by Max Rogers, the second baseman, batting eighth. Chase Barrett is in left field batting ninth today for the Falcons. They are coached by Joe Tacchini, Pete Whistler, and Craig Connor. Member of the Falcons coaching staff, unable to make the trip today, is a member of the All-State coaching staff as well, so congratulations to the folks who were able to make it there. Falcons also missing some key pieces today. P.J. Safford, Ian Meyer, and Colin Tacchini not with the team this afternoon. But we'll talk about that as we move along today. Let's go ahead and introduce you to the starting 9 for the Redmond SunWest Generals. Leading off for them, their third baseman, Charlie Wiskovich. Cole Cooper is the second baseman. He bats second. Camden Hartlob, the shortstop, hits third. Andrew Guthrie is in center field. He bats fourth. Hitting fifth is Mason Stout in right field. Caden Cooper is at first base. He bats sixth, followed by Miles Beam, the catcher, batting seventh. Hitting eighth is Carson Bottomiller in left field, and the designated hitter, Quentin Bailey, is batting ninth today for the Generals. In their home uniforms, Generals written across their chest in yellow. They've got white uniforms with black pinstripes and camo numbers and names across their backs. For the Falcons today, in their red uniforms, Falcons written across their chest in blue and blue numbers across their backs. We're going to take a 1-minute break here as we play the national anthem at David M. Jayquah Sports Complex. We'll be back for first pitch in just a moment on MyBasin.com.
Hi, I'm Jill with Klamath Falls Honda. If you live in Southern Oregon, you know the weather can keep you guessing. 1 minute it can be sunny, and the next, something like this. That's why vehicles like the Honda Ridgeline just make sense. With available all-wheel drive and the capability to handle whatever rolls in, you're ready for it. And customers like Raw are ready too.
Couldn't have picked a better day.
So whether it's sunshine or snow, stop by and say hi. We'll keep you safe on the road.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local community engaged.
All right, y'all, let's play ball.
There it is, the designation of play ball to get ready for another day of American Legion baseball here in Central Oregon. The Klamath Falls Falcons on the road here at the Redmond Rotary Baseball Field at the David M. Jaquas Sports Complex, an all-turf infield and surface. No cutouts for the dirt, interestingly enough, in this turf field. So for those of you watching on mybasin.com, might look a little atypical today, but everything is to standard. 90 feet down the base path, 60 feet between the pitcher's mound and home plate, although it might look a little bit smaller. Something that Falcons have to kind of get used to, because it might be tough for those middle infielders to kind of find their spots today, Walter. Even when we pulled up today, we were like, that doesn't look normal, but it's going to have to be today.
It might be tough also for the catchers to throw down to second base if they can't see that dirt. The depth perception that they're used to, if it's all just green, you're going to have to really place that ball well.
Be an interesting day today for the Falcons for more than one reason. Of course, we talked about a couple of the key players that they're missing today. P.J. Safford, Colin Takini, and Ian Meyer all gone today as part of the Oregon All-State game that's being played today. Also, the Falcons without their main head coach, Sean Teeters. Joe Takini is the manager today. He's assisted by Pete Whistler and Craig Connor. Also, no Drew Rabel or Caleb Keelan in the dugout for the Falcons today. But as I talked to Coach Craig Connor before the game, he told me, well, we're just making do today. We have to. And so that's what Klamath Falls is planning on doing today. Colby Medeiros getting the start, but they are going up on the mound against a guy by the name of Colt Pupo, the left-hander here for Redmond. And again, Carson Sims, Jacoby Takini, and Corbin Hamilton set to lead things off. It was a win last night in Central Point for Klamath Falls. A couple of wins in a league doubleheader against Central Point. Today's game, not a league game, so just a single 9-inning affair today. And we're ready to go. Again, the Falcons winning last night 11-0 and 11-1 against Central Point, but here playing a AAA ball club today in Redmond. First pitch swinging for Carson Sims. He lifts it into the air to center field, and Guthrie moves over to make the catch. Quickly, one gone here to start the ball game in the top of the first.
Yeah, first pitch, a great cut. He hit it well. I noticed in batting practice and warm-ups, they're really able to cover the field well there in the outfield. What did you say the dimensions of the field were?
305 down either line, and I think he said 390 to straightaway center, so it's a really kind of parabola-shaped outfield. Like, it's really deep in the center, but they also said that not many balls get out of here because of where the wind is blowing. As Jacoby Takini on the second pitch of his at-bat rolls one over to second base. Cooper is up with it, throws on to first in time, and quickly now 2 outs in the top of the first inning. And we can even feel the wind right now blowing straight in from center field. Our vantage point from behind home plate today facing pretty much directly north. As Corbin Hamilton gets ready to dig in here for the Falcons in the nightcap last night. Hamilton with an RBI single come in the 5th inning. He reached base all but once last night against Central Point as he takes a first pitch here. Hamilton digs back into the right side. That one misses inside. I believe the count's 2-0 here to Hamilton. After Hamilton in the order, it's Jacoby Nickerson. Here's the pitch. That one finds the upper third of the zone, about letter high, just on the outside corner of the plate. 2 balls and a strike here to Corbin Hamilton, the team's starting first baseman today, as Pupo delivers. That one is going to find the inside corner. Not a bad pitch from Pupo there, working inside to the right-handed hitting Hamilton. And now the count is 2-2. Curveball misses up and away. And the count is now full to Corbin Hamilton after 2 quick outs in the top of the first inning. Pupo with the delivery. Another curveball misses upstairs. Hamilton will take first, and a 2-out walk gets the Falcons a base runner, bringing up Jacoby Nickerson. Nickerson got the start in the opener yesterday against Central Point. Didn't see him too much in the nightcap, but was able to get his way on base. In the 5th inning of that contest, he walked and scored. It was the 5th inning in both games last night that the Falcons were able to surge ahead and capture a mercy rule victory against Central Point. Pitch to Nickerson, chases one on the outside. Count is 0-2. A good bending curveball there from Pupo. Started over the plate and broke away from the left-handed hitting Jacoby Nickerson. Chokes up a bit with 2 strikes on him. Pupo ready to deliver the pitch. That one is swung on and missed, and the Falcons are down in the top of the first inning. They get a base runner, but they leave Hamilton stranded. We go to the bottom of the first inning next on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
Josh Eldridge and Walter Hartley back along with you today from Redmond, Oregon, on the campus of Redmond High School. It's stationed right behind us, a couple baseball fields away. The David M. Jaqua Sports Complex is vast. It's got this turf field that we're playing on today, which is used mostly for youth during the spring season. They use it here in the summer for Legion baseball. The Redmond varsity baseball field is behind us. There's a softball complex over on the right behind first base. Soccer fields around as well, and again, the high school station behind us. It's quite the development out here. Cost them a couple $1 million, but, well, it's worked for them. They've got themselves a good ball club here in the SunWest Generals, and they're ready to go up against the right-hander from Merrill for the Klamath Falls Falcons, Colby Medeiros. He's getting ready to throw against the leadoff hitter, Charlie Wiskovich, here for the Generals. It's Wiskovich, then Cole Cooper, then Camden Hartlob do up this half inning. The first pitch from Medeiros is going to miss low, just below the knees over the plate, and the count is 1-0 to Wiskovich. Key for Medeiros, try to be throwing strikes. Of course, key for every pitcher is making sure you don't fall behind early in the count, as he falls behind here, Wiskovich 2-0. But trying to let the defense work behind you today for Medeiros, the guy who pitches well to contact, and during the prep season had a sub-2.5 ERA to help out the Lost River Raiders to a league championship. Here's a line drive to right field. Trustin Thomas over a couple of steps, and he puts that one away for the first out. Around the diamond for the Klamath Falls Falcons, Jacoby Tacchini is catching today. Jacoby Nickerson is at third. Carson Sims at short. Max Rogers plays second with Corbin Hamilton at first. In the outfield from left to right, it's Chase Barrett, Harley Hoblet, and Trustin Thomas. Here's Cole Cooper for the SunWest Generals. Cooper goes to Bend High School, 2026 graduate this last year. I want to get it out there early, and I always have to say it when I come across a kid from Bend High School. Probably the coolest mascot name in Oregon, the Lava Bears. Wish everyone was that creative. Sounds like a minor league baseball team. Here's the pitch to Cooper. misses outside. The count, I believe, is 1-1 to Cole Cooper. This Generals team, a AAA Legion ball club, which means they're made up mostly of seniors and one guy who was a 2025 graduate as well. That's Camden Hardlob, who we'll see bat third this half inning. But in that AAA 19U, it's not 18U like it is here in Single A that the Falcons play in this season. Here's the pitch into Cole Cooper. That one is flared to left field and a fair ball. Could be extra bases for Cooper. He takes a big turn around first, but then he gets the brake slammed on him. A good throw in from Barrett holds him steady, and a one-out single for the Generals has them a base runner.
Yeah, that was a great throw. Didn't hit the cutoff, straight to second base. Probably would have got him out if he did decide to go for second. Good play out there on left.
So here's Camden Hardlob, class of 2025 graduate of Caldera High School, the newest high school here in the Bend area. Opened, I believe, in 2023 was when Caldera opened its doors. First pitch to Hardlob in the dirt, and the count is 1-0 to him. On deck is Andrew Guthrie. Like I was saying, the Generals play a AAA Legion team. They also do have a single A team, but they're not in our conference. Pitch in is going to miss low and away. The count is 2-0 to Hardlob as Jacoby Tacchini goes out and has a quick chat with Colby, making sure he can try to get a couple up there, elevated in the zone a little bit. But where I was going with this is the Generals do play in Area 4 for their AAA team with squads like Roseburg, the Doc Stewarts, and, of course, the Eugene Challengers, the Medford Mustangs. And that's the league that the Falcons used to play in back when they did play AAA baseball, and hoping that Klamath Falls can make it back to that level soon. Here's the pitch. It is an off-speed pitch called a strike on the outer third. 2-1 to Hardlob. Bats here from the right side. Medeiros ready with the 2-1. Runner is on the move, and the pitch is fouled off. Count is 2-2 now to Hardlob. Runner at first is Cole Cooper, reached on the opposite field single in his his first at-bat of the day. Not too much of a lead off the bag, but he had a good jump when he tried to steal on the previous pitch. Here's the 2-2 home. Runner is on the move again. It's an elevated pitch that gets fouled off, and the count remains 2-2 strikes. Medeiros looking in, getting the sign from Tacchini. Move over to first, and back safely is Cooper. Falcons today, I think it's their first time they've worn red this season. This is game number 4 of the year. They were home back on Wednesday, on the road last night, and on the road again here today. Here's a pop-up to right field. Trustin Thomas sprinting in. He is going to dive and make the catch. Called off Corbin Hamilton, and Thomas lays out to steal a base hit away from Hardlob, and that brings up Andrew Guthrie with 2 outs. Found that one like a snow cone on the end of the glove, too, and luckily avoiding a collision with Hamilton, who is going back. A great play by Trustin Thomas, to record the second out, and here's Andrew Guthrie. Guthrie is a class of 2027, a member of the Summit Storm. Guthrie awaiting the first offering here from Medeiros. First pitch is going to miss low. The count is 1-0. That one just missing below the knees there. Mason Stout is on deck for the Generals. Here's the 1-0. Runner is on the move and a roller to third. A chance for Nickerson. Up with it. The throw on to first is in time, and that'll do it in the bottom of the first inning. The Generals get a base hit, but they leave him stranded. We go to the top half of inning number 2, scoreless on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Over the last year, you've heard and seen the advertisement for God's Gifts 2, a local photographer who travels to high school sporting events and takes individual and team action photos at a great price. Something you may not know, though, is that the money from God's Gifts Photography supports 6 children in Kenya who Annalisa has met on mission trips. If you'd like to capture your athlete in action and help support these kids, call 541-281-2206. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook.
Trustin Thomas, Harley Hoblet, Ty Teeters do up this half inning for the Klamath Falls Falcons as we're scoreless in the top of the second inning. A single 9-inning affair today in Redmond for the Falcons. Colt Pupo still on the hill for the Generals. Be curious to see how long he goes today, how much the Generals decide to work guys out today. It is their opening day of the season, and similar for the Falcons back on Wednesday. They went through, I think, 5 pitchers in their opener. As that pitch misses inside, Thomas works ahead. Works even. The count's 1-1.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, kind of the difference between these two teams.
Ground ball to third. Wiskovich up with it. The throw on to first. A nice pick out of the turf by Cooper. 1 gone in the inning. Go ahead, Walter.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting the difference between the game plans for today between these two teams. I mean, we're talking about the Generals throwing like a lot of their bullpen to get their pitchers warmed up for the season, and we're talking about Klamath Falls, how they used most of their pitchers yesterday in the doubleheader against Central.
First pitch to Harley Hoblet's going to miss outside. The count is 1-0. Yeah, it's still yet to be seen if the Generals are going to kind of deploy that pitch by committee strategy today, although with it being opening day, that's typically what you see. But I can recall Colt Pupo pitching against the Falcons a season ago, and if I'm not mistaken, ate up quite a few innings, and so certainly an arm that you can rely on. I'd be curious to see how far they let him go today as Hoblet takes a strike there. 2-1. They count to the Falcons' center fielder. Hoblet last night against Central Point was 3 for 3 in the contest with 2 RBI.
Well, if the Falcons used a lot of pitchers last night, Central used even more. I think the Falcons lineup went through 8 Central pitchers.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They swung the bats well last night as Hoblet here works a walk, finds himself aboard, and it brings up Ty Teeters.
Coming to the plate, number 7, Ty.
11-0 win for the Falcons in the opener last night against Central Point, and then an 11-1 win in the nightcap against the Comets, and that's the defending league champs right there. So a lot of confidence in that first base dugout, and you can assume they'd build even more if they're able to find a way to knock off a AAA team today. Although still early, lots of baseball left to be played, but the Falcons do have a base runner, 1 out, top of the second inning. Pitch to Teeters is a 2-seam fastball, started inside but broke back across the plate. Good pitch there from Pupo to get ahead. Count is 0-1. After Ty Teeters in the Falcons order, it's Max Rogers.
We were talking about how it's good for teams to throw different styles of pitchers at teams to throw them off so they can't get into a rhythm. So if they're starting them off with a lefty, because yesterday we faced a lot of righties, so it'll be interesting to see how the Klamath Falls Falcons warm up to a lefty on the mound.
Pitch to Teeters, misses upstairs, trying to backpick the runner at first. Hoblet dives back safely. Not a bad backpick attempt there by Beam behind the plate. But first baseman Cooper was playing just a little bit in front of the bag, wasn't in a position to apply the tag. And so Hoblet is safe at first. Here's the pitch to Teeters. That one misses up, and I believe the count's 3-1 now to Ty. Last night, Teeters walked 3 times, but he also singled and scored a run in the 5th in the nightcap against Central Point. 3-1 pitch, misses inside. Teeters works a walk, back-to-back free passes for the Falcons, and it brings up Max Rogers.
Now hitting number 3, Max Rogers.
Rogers last night only getting 1 at-bat in the contest. He was pinch hitter late in the opener. He was 0 for 1 on the day. The first pitch here to Rogers, a chopper down the third base side, will wind up foul. The count is 0-1. After Max Rogers in the order for the Falcons, it's Chase Barrett. Rogers batting here in the 8th spot.
Now, they say it's about 10 degrees warmer on the turf. I can only imagine how those umpires feel.
Yeah, not only the umpires, but the catchers, too. Here's the pitch. That one is going to drop in for a strike. A nice pitch there from Pupo. Started almost over the head of Max Rogers before breaking down and into the middle of the zone. Count 0-2 here to Max. And the pitch. That one is looked at for strike 3. A great curveball just caught the outside part of the plate. Pupo uses it to set down Rogers, brings up Chase Barrett. That was a great curveball from the lefty. Started way off the plate to the right-handed hitting Rogers. In steps Chase Barrett. Batting here from the right side as well. Pupo comes set, gets the signal from Beam. Now the pitch. It's a chopper on the left side of the infield. It is played on a hop by Wiskovich, but he's unable to make the play cleanly. And Barrett is able to reach on the error, and it loads the bases for the top of the order in Carson Sims.
Coming to the plate, number 23, Carson Sims.
Sims' first pitch swinging his first time up. Flew out to center field. Going to try to see a couple of pitches here and see if he can't drive in the Falcons' opening run of the ball game. They've been gifted this bases-loaded situation pretty much on a silver platter. Back-to-back walks and then an error has loaded the bases. Falcons still looking for their first hit of the day one time through the lineup, and what a time for Sims to try to come up with a big spot here. He's ahead in the count, 1-0. And the pitch from Pupo is lifted into the air, right field. Coming in is Stout, having to battle the sun a little bit, but he does make the catch and end the inning. The Falcons load up the bases, but they leave them loaded. And we're still scoreless going to the bottom of the second inning on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Looking for insurance from someone who truly understands rural Klamath? Meet Gabby Haskins, a licensed agent for Country Financial, born and raised in Merrill, with deep roots in agriculture and the local way of life. Whether you're protecting your family farm, homes, vehicles, businesses, Gabby's here to help. She offers trusted, personalized insurance for farm, life, home, auto, commercial, and retirement needs at Gary Sheen's Country Financial office in Merrill. Stop by today and see why Merrill residents trust one of their own. Country Financial, here to help you experience more in Merrill.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Getting set for the bottom half of inning number 2 here on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. Still scoreless as the Generals take on the Klamath Falls Falcons. Mason Stout, Caden Cooper, Miles Beam do up this half inning for the Generals as Colby Medeiros gets ready for his second inning of work today. Out of the windup, here comes Colby. The first pitch is going to miss outside. Looked like he tried to go change up maybe away. Started off the plate and continued to stay away to the left-handed hitting Stout.
There's Siri again.
She's really been interrupting me today.
And yesterday.
Yeah. Pitch on the way is a check swing, but he went around. Count is 2 balls and a strike to Mason Stout. Stout, a 2027 graduate to be from Summit High School. Quite a few Summit Storm players on this year's Generals team, something that's sort of new to the program, but as you go with any new program for the Generals who are only in AAA for their 3rd season now, as Stout works a walk to lead off the second inning. But where I'm going with this is much like the Falcons. You try to grow the program as you sort of revitalize it, and this year the first time they've had a lot of Summit kids on the team, and good for them because Summit won the Intermountain Conference this year in baseball as Caden Cooper gets ready to step in here. Cooper, a member of Bend High School. He's a recent graduate for the Lava Bears. Batting here with a runner on and nobody out. They make a move over to first, but Stout is back safely. Intermountain Conference in the 5A classification made up of only Central Oregon schools: Summit, Ridgeview, Bend, Caldera, Mountain View, Crook County, and Redmond. Here's the pitch. That one is going to be taken. The throw down to try to get Stout is in time, and Jacoby Tacchini nails the runner trying to steal, and there's one out in the inning.
What a cannon on that guy.
Yeah, he's a tough guy to run against. Siri's about to get fired. All right, here's the pitch. That one is taken upstairs for a ball. I believe the count is 1-1 to Caden Cooper. Batting here from the left side for Redmond. Here's the 1-1 from Medeiros. That one is flared foul the opposite way towards the parking lot. Count as a ball and 2 strikes. Now to Caden Cooper. Again, Miles Beam is on deck. Pitch on the way. That one's going to miss off the plate outside. Medeiros trying to get Cooper to chase outside, but Generals have shown good plate discipline early on in this contest. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count to Cooper. And here's the offering from Medeiros. Swung on and missed. And that's a strikeout as Cooper goes down. And it brings up Miles Beam.
Got an error there. Out in the infield.
Where's that?
Well, you know how you throw it around?
Oh, threw it back?
Yeah, you know
boys.
how you throw it around? Must have got lost in the sun.
That happens. All right, here's Miles Beam, the catcher for the Generals. First pitch on the way from Medeiros. Hit hard, center field, but maybe playable for Hoblet. Has to go into the gap, and he makes the catch. A long way for Hoblet to go, but he reins it in, and the Generals go 3 up, 3 down in the second. We're going to the top half of the third next. Still scoreless from Redmond High School on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
What are the best words you can hear tonight?
Order ready for Susan?
And if you hear those words at Abby's, you know it's going to be a legendary meal. Your pizza is loaded with toppings to the edge, premium ingredients, and real cheese. Yeah, baby. Gather with friends, play some video games, and watch the big game on TV. That's made Abby's a legendary pizza tradition for generations. And when you're ready to hear those magic words,
Tom, your order's ready.
you know where to go. You're always welcome at Abby's.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Getting set for the top half of inning number 3 from sunny Central Oregon on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com. Realized that at the top of the broadcast, didn't give you a full weather report today. It's 77 degrees right now here in Redmond, warming up a little bit, but we shouldn't get above 82, which is, well, nice after we were in 90-degree heat yesterday in Central Point. Having trouble with the cameras and the computer. I don't think we're going to have technical issues today because of the heat. But maybe I spoke too soon.
And the wind coming in from the outfield also cools down the equipment a little bit.
Jacoby Tacchini takes a strike in the first pitch of his at-bat, just on the outside corner of the plate, just above the belt. Tacchini falls behind here 0-1. Pitch on the way from Pupo is going to miss upstairs. Count is even at a ball and a strike to Tacchini. Jacoby grounded out his first at-bat in the first inning. It's Jacoby, Corbin Hamilton, and then Jacoby Nickerson due up this half inning for the Falcons as that pitch misses upstairs to Tacchini. The count is 2 balls. 2 balls and a strike. Pupo out of the windup. The pitch to Tacchini. Line drive, second base, gloved by Cooper. Nice play there by the Generals' second baseman to record the first out here in the third inning.
Up to bat, number 34, Corbin Hamilton.
Corbin Hamilton getting ready to step in now for the Klamath Falls Falcons. Hamilton without an at-bat today. He walked back in the first inning. Pitch on the way from Pupo is going to catch the outside corner. Another good bender starts away out of the hand. The lefty Pupo able to start that one away from the righties. I guess is the point I was trying to make, and he's located that pitch well. Throws another one. This time Hamilton weakly hits it out to shortstop. Hartlob up with it. Close play at first, but they still got Hamilton. There's quickly 2 gone now in the third inning. But that outside breaking pitch is the same one that they just used to get Hamilton to chop that one out in the infield. If you can continue to throw that pitch that starts away to righties and breaks over the zone, going to get a lot of ground outs today if you're Pupo. Nickerson getting ready to step in today, 0 for 1. He struck out in the first inning. That pitch is going to miss high and tight. Count is 1-0. On deck for the Falcons, you can see him there, Trustin Thomas. Here's the pitch. That one is going to miss down and away to Jacoby Nickerson, and the count is 2-0 to the Falcons starting third baseman today. Pupo ready to deliver. That one also skips to the plate. Hits our backstop. Our backstop really close to home plate today. I didn't quite measure it before the game. I should have, but it's probably 10 or so steps from home plate to the backstop today. Really shallow backstop. The 3-1 is taken for a strike. Letter high over the heart of the plate. The count runs full now, 3-2. 3-2 from Pupo is taken for a ball inside. Good take there by Nickerson to work a walk, and it brings up Trustin Thomas with 2 outs and a runner at first. The lefty Pupo set on the hill. Here's the pitch to Thomas. That one is going to find the upper third of the zone. Catching the outside part as well. Good pitch on a 2-seam fastball. Kind of started running away from the righty Thomas. Here is the 0-1 pitch. That is swung on and missed. I believe the count is 0-2. Our scoreboard here says 1-1, but I think that first pitch was called a strike against Thomas. Pupo. Here's the pitch to Trustin. It misses upstairs. Count is a ball and 2 strikes, just like I had thought. Harley Hoblet again on deck here for the Falcons. Thomas awaits the pitch, but first a move over to the first base bag, and Jacoby Nickerson is back safely. Thomas still wide in a 2-strike count. That pitch misses outside. They thought about throwing down to Nickerson. He dives back safely. Beam just pump fakes it before giving it back to the pitcher. And so count is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Thomas. And the pitch is hit hard left field. Going back is Bottomiller. He's going to backpedal and make the catch, and that'll do it in the third inning. The Falcons get a base runner, but again, they leave him stranded, and we're scoreless going to the bottom of the third next on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. A place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
Carson Bottomiller, Quentin Bailey, Charlie Wiskovich due up this half inning for the SunWest Generals. Still scoreless as they take on the Klamath Falls Falcons today. First pitch from Colby Medeiros, the right-hander for Klamath Falls, is called a strike. Count is 0-1 to Bottomiller. It is the left fielder today for SunWest. That pitch is going to miss low, maybe a touch outside, but I think just below the knees. Count is 1-0 to Bottomiller. And the offering from Medeiros, line right back up the middle and through into center field. A leadoff knock for the Generals here in the third. Brings up Quentin Bailey, the team's designated hitter today.
Coming to the plate, number 3, Quentin Bailey.
Bailey, one of the younger players on this team, class of 2027. He goes to Mountain View High School. First pitch is going to miss inside, about thigh high, but just off the inside part of the plate there to Bailey. The count is 1-0. After Bailey, again, the lineup turns over for Charlie Wiskovich. The pitch is going to find the outside corner of the zone there. It's even at a ball and a strike to Bailey. Bailey bats here from the left side. Medeiros looks in to get the sign from Jacoby Tacchini. Comes set, modest lead off of first for Bottomiller. They throw over to him, but he takes off for second. They throw to second. Now they're chasing him back to first. Medeiros trying to run him down for the tag. He is going to make the tag and record the out. And so the Falcons win the pickle there. And the base runner who led off the inning with a single, Bottomiller, is out. And the count, I believe, is a ball and a strike to Quentin Bailey at the plate.
It's interesting. Both times that the Generals have had a base runner on, they've been thrown out on their way to second.
Yeah, trying to get a little creative on the base paths. Some aggression hasn't quite paid off for the Generals yet, as that pitch is going to miss up and away, 2-1 the count. Medeiros back working out of the windup, where he's comfortable. Pitch home is going to miss outside. It was into the right-handed batter's box. Counts 2 balls and a strike to Quentin Bailey. Pardon me, 3 balls and a strike here to Bailey. Wiskovich still on deck here for the Generals. The pitch. That one is popped foul out of play. We'll do it again in a full count. Medeiros looking in, trying to find a put-away pitch. Here it comes, the 3-2, swung on and missed, got him on the outside heater. Bailey goes down on strikes, and it brings up Charlie Wiskovich. Medeiros recording his second strikeout of the day on that swing and miss. As Wiskovich gets ready to settle in now, second time through the order for Medeiros. Wiskovich flew out his first time up. Here's the pitch. That one came in and hit him, and a 2-out base runner here for the Generals, and it brings up Cole Cooper.
Now hitting number 1, Cole Cooper.
Cooper singled his last time up. He was left stranded at first base in the first inning. That's here from the left side. Big aggressive lead, by the way, for Wiskovich at first. Pitch on the way from Medeiros. That one is hit into the air, left side. It is bending foul, and the count is 0-1 to Cole Cooper.
Okay, so I'm not very familiar with locker room politics.
Okay.
As you've done this longer than I have, so you might be a little bit more aware than I am. What happens if you have the same walk-up song as someone else? How do you fight that out?
Ooh, man, that's a good question. I feel like it's, probably the same discussion you would have if you have someone who wants to play with the same number. You just kind of work it out. Maybe rock, paper, scissors. That's kind of how I solve most disputes.
Okay.
I feel like, you can't argue with rock, paper, scissors. There's no cheating. There's no way around it.
Right. It's just the universe speaking what it wants.
I think it's mostly skill, but.
Okay.
Move over to first. Back safely is Wiskovich. That's an interesting thought. I'd never thought about the walk-up music thing.
Well, in the pros, you hear stories about like, oh, I'll give it to you for $500K, $1 million, your whole signing bonus.
Runner on the first moves to second. Wiskovich is gunned down second. Runner caught stealing for Tacchini today.
Sooner or later, they're going to learn not to run on him.
Yeah, you'd think, as that'll end the inning here in the third. We go to the top half of the fourth next. Still scoreless on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Harley Hoblet, Ty Teeters, Max Rogers due up this half inning for the Klamath Falls Falcons as we get set for the top half of the fourth inning. So far for the Falcons, no runs, no hits, one error. They've left 5 runners on base. For the Generals, no runs on 2 hits, no errors. They have left 1 runner on base to this point in the ball game. Here's the pitch to Hoblet. That one misses outside. Count, I believe, is 1 ball and a strike to Hoblet, who walked and was left stranded in scoring position his first time up in the second inning. Pitch on the way from Colt Pupo. That one's going to miss upstairs. Counts 2 balls and a strike to Harley Hoblet. And again, Ty Teeters is on deck for the Falcons. Here it comes. Fouled off. 2 strikes on Hoblet. Falcons have been able to get base runners today. Like I said, they've left 5 on. Bases loaded in the second inning as that one misses low and away. I believe the count is full. You got it there, Walter?
Yep.
All right.
It's full. Sorry, I'm just messing with my shade here. Trying to protect the equipment.
Respected. Here's the full count pitch on the way to Harley Hoblet. That one's going to miss upstairs, and Harley works a walk. It brings up Ty Teeters. Second walk of the day, by the way, for Harley Hoblet.
Now hitting number 7, Ty Teeters.
Teeters also walked his first time up, was left stranded in scoring position. Here he sends a ground ball to the left side, backhanded by Hardlob, onto second for 1, onto first for 2. And a 6-4-3 double play will get us 2 outs here at the top of the fourth inning, and it brings up Max Rogers.
Well, if you're the defense, that's exactly what you want.
Yeah, and after leadoff walk as well, Pupo got bailed out by the defense a little bit there, cleaned up the bases, and they're empty here for Rogers, who's 0 for 1 in the ball game today. He struck out in the second inning.
Although that's what you see from good ball teams is contingencies. If you're
ball lifted into the air in the infield, the shortstop Hardlob able to make the catch. We'll put a pin in that thought for now as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides, or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
Bottom of the fourth inning in a scoreless ball game here in Redmond at David M. Jaqua Sports Complex at Redmond Rotary Field. Cole Cooper, Camden Hardlob, Andrew Guthrie do up this half inning for the Generals against Colby Medeiros for the Falcons. The first pitch is lined to the second baseman over the head of Rogers and into right field. And a leadoff single for Cole Cooper. And the Generals have another leadoff base runner, 3 innings in a row where the Generals have got a leadoff base runner, but they haven't been able to get anything across yet. We'll see if they're a little bit more conservative this time around the base paths with Cooper aboard. His second hit of the day, by the way, he's 2 for 2. Brings up Camden Hardlob. First pitch, a roller out to short. Sims up with it onto Rogers for 1. The throw to first is not going to be in time. And they go 6-4 for the put out, and then Hardlob reaches on the fielder's choice, and it brings up Andrew Guthrie.
Is a fielder's choice counted as a hit?
No, technically it would be an out. Pretty much basically counts as an out except for your on-base percentage, I believe.
Okay.
Up the bat, number 0, Andrew Guthrie.
Andrew Guthrie is 0 for 1 today, grounded out back in the first inning. Here he bats with a runner aboard at first and 1 gone. Delivery from Medeiros chases the curveball in the turf. The count is 0-1. After Guthrie in the Generals' order, it's Mason Stout. Medeiros delivers a pitch, another one in the dirt. Tried to get Guthrie to chase in the well again. This time he lays off. Count is even at a ball and a strike to the Generals' center fielder. Medeiros delivers the pitch. That one is going to miss low as well. Count is 2-1. Cooper, a modest lead off of first. Takes an extra half step as Medeiros comes set. The pitch in is going to be called a strike. Knee high on the outer third. Good pitch there from Medeiros. Evens the count at 2-2. Takini gives the sign, sets the target. And here's the pitch. It is an off-speed pitch, lined to short, gloved by Sims. Throw to first is going to get away from Hamilton for just a moment. Short-hopped him, but the runner is not advancing. And so a fly out, or a line out, I suppose, for Guthrie. Hardlob stays put at first, and it brings up Mason Stout.
I can't tell if that hit the runner or not. But
might have got him in the cleat, if anything.
But that another thing about playing on this field is that the Hornets, well, actually all of the teams in Klamath are used to playing on grass.
Yeah.
And they played on grass last night. And so it'll be an interesting adjustment to play on turf here.
First pitch, swung on a miss by Mason Stout. Main difference is, well, on turf, it's a true bounce. You don't have to worry about an awkward hop coming at you like we saw a couple times last night. But the other thing is the ball gets on you quicker. Especially in the outfield, too. It can be kind of an adjustment when you expect balls to kind of roll to you and die. They don't in the outfield. A slow roller out to Medeiros. He's up with it. Throw on to first is there, and that retires Mason Stout. A leadoff single, but the Generals leave a base runner stranded, and we're still scoreless as we go to the top half of the fifth on 104.3 960 Sports and on mybasin.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place and then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Getting set for the top half of inning number 5 on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com. Chase Barrett, Carson Sims, and Jacoby Takini do up this half inning. Colt Pupo still out there throwing for the Generals. He's thrown well through the first 4 innings. First pitch is going to miss into Barrett. He gets ahead 1-0. Falcons still looking for their first hit today. Barrett did reach base last time, though, on an error as that pitch misses down and in. Counts 2-0 to Chase. Last night, Barrett was 0 for 2 in the game, although he did reach base twice in the nightcap against Central Point. Once when he was hit by a pitch, and then again when he walked in the 5th. Pitch to Barrett. That one's hit high, shallow right field. Coming in is the right fielder Stout, and fighting the sun, he makes the catch. And there's one out in the 5th inning. That sun has been a killer today for some of the outfielders, and it will continue to do so today. But Stout able to battle it, win the battle, record the out, and it brings up Carson Sims. Carson has flown out a pair of times today, once to center field, once to right field. Bats here with one out. The top of the 5th. Pitch to Sims, a ground ball to third. Backhanding it is Wiskovich. Sims trips on the turf, I think, and doesn't have a chance to make it down the line. And there are 2 outs in the inning, and it brings up Jacoby Tacchini.
Well, he hasn't had any troubles making contact with the ball.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just good defense from the Generals.
Now hitting number 19, Jacoby Tacchini.
I want to know if Sims has got his cleats on. Don't often see a guy trip like that unless it was over his own shoelaces. Pitch to Tacchini, curveball called a strike. Count is 0-1.
Must be a banana peel out there somewhere.
Yeah. Tacchini 0 for 2 today. He's grounded out and lined out in 2 plate appearances. Here he takes a pitch in the turf. The count is, I believe, 2-0. I thought that first pitch, yeah, there we go, 1-1. I thought that first pitch was called a strike to Tacchini. Count is even at a ball and a strike. Here's the next one to Tacchini. Misses up by his eyes. 2-1. Corbin Hamilton is due up next for the Falcons, should the inning continue. Called a strike on the outer third. Firm fastball there from Pupo.
Good frame job by the catcher there.
2 strikes here on Tacchini. The pitch misses up and in. Counts full. 3-2. Jacoby settling in a full count, 2 outs in the inning. The pitch is fouled back. And the count will remain full here, 3-2.
This wind has me playing Mary Poppins with my shade.
The 3-2 to Tacchini, fouled back. Yeah, me too. I'm like holding on to the umbrella here too. I don't know quite what the miles per hour is on this wind, but man, the American flag and the Oregon State flag out there are just blowing straight dead in, and they're waving hard. 3-2 pitch again to Tacchini. Hits it the opposite way into right field, but Stout comes in and makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down for the Falcons in the 5th. We go to the bottom half next. Still scoreless on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides, and or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our like honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
Hitting off the bottom of the 5th for the
Getting set for the bottom half of the 5th inning on 104.3, 960 Sports and mybasin.com. Still scoreless between your Klamath Falls Falcons and the SunWest Generals. Caden Cooper, Miles Beam, Carson Bottomiller due up this half inning. That pitch is going to miss low, maybe a touch outside. Count is 1-0 to Caden Cooper. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game today. He struck out back in the 2nd inning. Pitch from Medeiros catches the upper third of the zone. Count is even at a ball and a strike. Caden Cooper, member of Bend High School. The Lava Bears, a recent graduate this last year, as that pitch misses away as well. I believe the count is 2-1. Bend Lava Bears finished third place in the Intermountain Conference this year. They were able to get a playoff bid, I believe, out of that, but that pitch missed upstairs to them. They finished 18-10 on the season, number 9 in the OSAA rankings, 12-8 in the highly competitive Intermountain Conference, in which the Summit Storm were league champs. The 2-1 to Cooper is going to miss inside. Pardon me, that was a 3-1 pitch to Cooper. And a walk will put him aboard for Miles Beam.
Up to bat, number 5, Miles Beam.
Got a meeting on the mound for the Klamath Falls Falcons after that walk delivered to Cooper. We'll remind you that today's broadcast on mybasin.com is brought to you in part by Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club. Harbor Isles uses Harbor Isles exists to provide a clean multi-use facility for the advancement of health, wellness, and longevity to their members and the community. They've got top-of-the-line equipment, full-service personal training, and an array of group exercise classes. It's just a quick meeting between Medeiros and Coach Craig Connor as they leave Colby out there. He's pitched well to this point in the ball game. Takini getting some orders out to his infield, trying to get him ready to turn a double play with a runner at first and nobody out. Here's the pitch to Beam. It's a curveball that's fisted the opposite way, foul. The count is 0-1 to Beam. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. He flew out back in the second inning. Klamath Falls Falcons' schedule has changed a little bit over the last couple of days, so I want to update you on that. Today is the final day of a quick 3-game road trip. What we had anticipated being 8 games on the road has basically been cut in half. The next game for the Falcons is scheduled for the 16th, I believe, at home, as I move over to first and back safely again. I'm going to pull up the updated schedule for you because it's changed even as recent as yesterday. So we'll work on sharing that updated schedule with you here in just a moment as we get ready for the delivery to Miles Beam. The pitch is, going to be called a strike. Count is 0-2. So the 16th is the home game against North Medford. Home doubleheader will be the Falcons' next game back at Kiger Stadium. As the count is 0-2 to Miles Beam. He hits one foul. Count remains 0-2. It'll be good to be back home instead of playing those 8 straight games on the road. You still got games coming up scheduled against Roseburg and the like, but playing that league game back at home against North Medford on the 16th. Another move back over to first, and again back safely is Caden Cooper. Oh, 2 on the way. That one misses low. Count is a ball and 2 strikes to Miles Beam. Carson Bottomiller is on deck for the Generals. Leading off of first, Cooper. They've thrown over to him a couple of times. Pitch is going to miss low, and the count's 2-2. Infield shaded a little bit to the left with the right-handed hitting Beam hitting now with 2 strikes on him. Pitch here from Medeiros is weakly hit foul, and 2 strikes remain on the Generals catcher. Beam will be a class of 2028 graduate for the Summit Storm. Pitch to him is going to ring him up. Takini frames that one up nicely for strike 3, and it brings up Carson Bottomiller. Bottomiller getting ready to step in now. He's 1 for 1 today. He singled back in the third inning of this game. Still looking for our first run of the day, scoreless between the Falcons and the AAA SunWest Generals. Here's the pitch in from Medeiros. That one is a line drive to Hamilton at first. It is caught. He takes it to first himself, and a 3 unassisted double play will end the 5th inning. We go to the top half of the 6th next on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Three, 4, 5 due up for the Klamath Falls Falcons here in the top half of the 6th inning. Corbin Hamilton, Jacoby Nickerson, and Trustin Thomas due up this half.
Hitting off the top of the 6th for the Falcons, number 34, Corbin Hamilton.
Corbin Hamilton 0 for 1 in the ball game today so far. He grounded out in the 3rd, but he did reach base on a walk in the 1st inning. Trying to start a rally here for the Falcons, looking for anything against Colt Pupo, who's thrown well today. We'll check the line score for the Generals left-hander here in just a moment as Hamilton awaits the offering. Here's the pitch. That one misses outside. I believe the count is 2-0 here to Hamilton. Pitch on the way to Corb. Hit into the air, right side, but well fouled. So Pupo working, this will be pitch number 70 coming up. Good time to check the score. 5 innings pitched, no hits, no runs. He's walked 5, he struck out 2 in 20 batters faced. Here's a ground ball to the left side, charging his hard lob. Going to be a close play, and Hamilton beats it out. An infield single for Corbin. Gets the Falcons their first hit of the day. And it brings up Jacoby Nickerson as the Falcons now with a leadoff base runner for the first time since the 4th inning, and that's the only time they've had a leadoff base runner today. Trying to make something happen for themselves. They had such a great offensive output last night against Central Point, but Pupo has held them quiet here today. But a golden opportunity in the late innings of this one. That one is going to be popped up and kicks foul. It was a bunt attempt by Nickerson, but couldn't get that one down, and it rolled foul. Count is 0-1.
Kind of got bailed out there a little bit.
Yeah, you want to get that one down. Coach Joe Tacchini down the third base side. Coach Pete Whistler on the first base side. Somehow both of these guys are wearing jackets. I don't know how they're doing it.
For the style.
Especially Whistler down there. He's got long sleeves on, man.
Hey, it doesn't matter what you're wearing as long as you look good.
Okay.
It's worth the pain.
Count is 0-1 right now to Nickerson. He's trying to show bunt again, pulls back in time. The count's even at a ball and a strike. I think the windbreaker for Joe down here on the third base side is probably light enough to where you're fine, but it looks like a full sweater over there for Whistler. He's a different kind of animal over there.
Well, you know when it's cold, baseball players don't take off their jackets. You got to look like a ball player, man. Even if you're the coach, you're still on the team.
That's true. That's why they wear baseball pants. It's like the only sport where you wear the same uniform as the guys you coach.
Yeah, could you imagine those managers in England for the Premier League, instead of wearing like suits, they wear like the football kit?
Ground ball to second base. Cooper's going to go to second for 1. The throw to try to get Nickerson on the back end is in time. A 4-6-3 double play quells the Falcons' potential rally in the 6th, and it brings up Trustin Thomas. I was thinking more like, seeing guys in the NBA wear shorts and a jersey. That'd be pretty strange, too. Full pads and a helmet on the football sidelines.
Oh, I like that. Well, about the basketball thing, they used to...
Hold that thought. Deep fly ball, left center field. Going back is both outfielders, but Guthrie makes a great catch on the run in the gap. The Falcons go down in order in the 6th inning. We'll go to the bottom half next. Still scoreless on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
What are the best words you can hear tonight?
Order ready for Susan?
And if you hear those words at Abby's, you know it's going to be a legendary meal. Your pizza is loaded with toppings to the edge, premium ingredients, and real cheese. Yeah, baby. Gather with friends, play some video games, and watch the big game on TV. That's made Abby's a legendary pizza tradition for generations. And when you're ready to hear those magic words,
Tom, your order's ready.
you know where to go. You're always welcome at Abby's.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Ty Teeter's new man on the hill for the Klamath Falls Falcons as he comes in and replaces Colby Medeiros today. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning of a scoreless ball game. Let's give you the final line score on Mr. Colby Medeiros. Pitched the first 5 innings of this one, allowing 3 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 3 on 61 pitches. Great outing for Colby today. Set his team up for success, although the offense hasn't quite been there today for the Falcons yet. They turn things over to Ty Teeters, and he's looking to keep this game scoreless. He'll have to go through 9, 1, and 2 in the Generals' order, and that's Quentin Bailey to lead things off. Right-hander from Henley High School is Ty Teeters. The weapon for him that I hope to see some today is that curveball as he uses a fastball here to get ahead, 0-1. For Ty, less of a traditional curveball in his repertoire. It's more of a 12-6 curveball, more of a straight up and down break, which you don't often see at the high school level, but it just drops off the plate so much. This count is now 0-2 as Bailey chases a pitch down out of the zone. Falls behind here. Bailey 0 for 1 in the ball game today. He struck out back in the 3rd inning. Teeters comes set, works mostly out of the stretch here. And the pitch is hit into the air. Right field coming in is Thomas, and he will make the catch. 1 gone in the inning.
Now hitting number 24, Charlie Wiskovich.
Charlie Wiskovich stepping in now for the Generals. Wiskovich 0 for 1 today. He flew out in the 1st inning. He was hit by a pitch in the 3rd. And getting his 3rd chance up here in the 6th inning. The pitch from Teeters is that curveball. Missed, I think, upstairs. Count is 1-0. Want to keep that pitch down for Ty. You leave that pitch hanging, you can get punished. But if you keep it down, it becomes dangerous. There's that curveball, broke in the zone. That one started up near the chin level for Wiskovich, but then broke down just below his belt. A great pitch that time from Teeters. Counts even at a ball and a strike. Here it comes. That one is going to miss low. Counts 2-1 to Wiskovich. Wiskovich, class of 2027 at Summit High School, the Intermountain Conference League champs. Teeters misses upstairs. Counts 3-1. Got to get those breaking balls down for Ty. Already 1 out here in the inning. After Wiskovich in the order, it's Cole Cooper. Pitch on the way from Ty, goes fastball, gets it across there, knee level on the outside corner, and the count is full. Pitch on the way from Teeters is hit foul off the right side, and the count will remain full, 3-2. Wiskovich trying to time up that fastball. He's seen it on a couple of pitches in a row now. We'll see where Teeters goes here in a 3-2. comes set and delivers. Curveball, rifled foul down the third base side. And Ty's confident enough to throw that pitch for a strike. You'll often see guys get into full count and just try to throw fastball, maybe mix in a changeup to get yourself out of the count. But Ty, he will mix in that curveball like we just saw. We'll see where he goes now again in a 3-2. Pitch, fastball, outer third. Godwiskovich swinging, and there's 2 gone in the 6th.
Now up, number 1, Cole Cooper.
Cole Cooper stepping in now. 2 for 2 on the day is Cooper. Singled in the first and fourth innings. Teeters set with the pitch. Now the offering is fouled back. Count is 0-1 to Cole Cooper. All right. Looks like we're ready to go. Teeters ready to go with the 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. That is fouled off again. That might have caught the mask of Jacoby behind the plate. Looks to be okay. And
that's why you wear it.
That's exactly true. All right. Teeters works ahead of Cole Cooper here. 0-2. Here's the pitch. That one is lofted. Left center field, but it looks playable for Barrett. And he makes the catch. And the Generals down in order in the 6th. We go to the top half of the 7th. Still scoreless here on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Looking for insurance from someone who truly understands rural Klamath? Meet Gabby Haskins, a licensed agent for Country Financial, born and raised in Merrill, with deep roots in agriculture and the local way of life. Whether you're protecting your family farm, homes, vehicles, businesses, Gabby's here to help. She offers trusted, personalized insurance for farm, life, home, auto, commercial, and retirement needs at Gary Sheen's Country Financial office in Merrill. Stop by today and see why Merrill residents trust one of their own. Country Financial, here to help you experience more in Merrill.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Josh Eldridge and Walter Hartley back with you as we get ready for the top of the 7th inning. Still scoreless between the Falcons and the Generals. For the Falcons today, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. They've left 5 on today. For the Generals, no runs, 3 hits, 1 error. And they have left 2 runners on base today. Harley Hoblet leads things off against Colt Pupo for the Generals. He's thrown well today. It's Hoblet, Ty Teeters, and Max Rogers due up this half inning for the Falcons. A line drive back up the middle, past the diving glove of Cooper, and into center field, and Harley Hoblet as the Falcons a leadoff single in the top half of the 7th inning.
Up to bat, number 7, Ty Teeters.
Ty Teeters due up now. Ty started the game as the designated hitter, has since taken over the pitching duties for the Falcons. Got through the bottom half of the 6th without much trouble, but now trying to swing the stick. He's 0 for 1 today. He did walk in the 2nd inning, but he grounded into a double play in his next at-bat. Pops one up into foul territory here. The count's 0-1. Beam coming out from behind home plate to discuss things with his infield, giving signs on what to do on maybe a ground ball hit in the infield, or in the case of a steal for Hoblet at first. He's got some good speed over there at first, as Hoblet takes an extra half step off the bag, and they make a throw over to first to check on him, and they're prepared for Teeters to maybe try to lay down a bunt. The second baseman, Cooper, trying to get ready to potentially cover the first base bag in that situation. There he goes, tries to lay down a bunt, pulls back in time. The throw down to first is not going to be there, and Hoblet is back safely. So the count is 1 ball and 1 strike here to Ty Teeters. Teeters digs back in after getting the signs from Takini. Hoblet takes off after the throw to first. The throw to second to get him isn't going to be in time. And Hoblet straight up steals second on a pickoff attempt. You don't see that often, but it worked out well for the Falcons. Typically, you're dead to rights if you leave early like that, but Hoblet in safely into scoring position, and for the first time since the second inning, the Falcons have a runner in scoring position and nobody out. Here's the pitch to Ty Teeters. No, they're going to have to wait a minute as they throw over to second.
They
Cooper
really won him.
Yeah, Cooper was there to cover the bag. You got to keep Hoblet honest out there. Clearly, he's liable to take off and run, so count as a ball and a strike to Ty Teeters. Awaits the offering from Colt Pupo. Here it comes. Teeters, line drive, center field base hit. Although I don't think it's going to be enough to score Hoblet. It was hit hard right at the center fielder. Guthrie settles down in front of him, so runners at the corners here for Max Rogers.
You know, you were saying earlier in this game how that the turf makes the ball get on you quicker in the outfield. Would that also disallow the offense to get more bases because the ball is getting to you quicker so you can throw it back quicker?
I think it cuts both ways because if it's hit right at you, the ball gets on you quicker as an outfielder. But say it gets on the gap, something that you might be able to take an angle to normally and cut off from rolling to the wall might just roll to the wall here because there's nothing stopping it from slowing down a little bit. So I think it cuts both ways on balls hit to the outfield for sure as we get a meeting on the mound for the SunWest Generals. Curious see what they've got to talk over here. We talked a little bit about the Falcons' upcoming schedule. Might as well take a peek at the Generals' upcoming schedule as well. It's actually a triple header today for the SunWest Generals. They're playing a 9-inning game, of course, here against Klamath Falls. They play a doubleheader tonight against Lewiston, and they play Lewiston again tomorrow. After that, they go to Reno for the 18th through the 21st at the Reno Muck Dogs tournament. They return home on June 25th to take on Newport, and then from there they get into league play. They play Eugene, they play Roseburg, and a small league this year. There's only 4 teams in Area 4 in AAA Legion Baseball this year. It's only SunWest, Eugene, Roseburg, and Medford this year. No Grants Pass AAA team, and of course the Falcons playing single A, so only 4 teams in Area 4 this year. First pitch misses upstairs. Hitting in the spot of Max Rogers here is Mason Snell in the 8th spot.
A lot of baseball for both of these teams left to be played this season.
Absolutely. This is game 4 for the Falcons out of a guaranteed 37. That's before you get to the state tournament in July. As this one is hit in the air, center field. Coming in is Guthrie. Makes the catch. Hoblet tagging from third. The throw home is beautiful, and they gun down Hoblet. That was a dart from Guthrie in center field to cut down the runner, and an 8-2 double play. And Teeters stays put at first, and this brings up Chase Barrett.
Not much to be said about that play.
Yeah, that was just a really good throw. First pitch to Barrett, lifted foul. Count is 0-1. Barrett today is 0 for 2. He reached on an error in the second, and he flew out in the 5th. There's a pretty shallow hit fly ball into center field, too. Was a little bit surprised that they had sent Hoblet to try to score on that pitch, or on that hit, rather. But they did, and it didn't wind up paying off for him that time. As Barrett swings and misses at strike 2, he falls behind the number 9 hitter in the Falcons' order against Colt Pupo.
You know, as a pitcher, you've got to be really thankful for outfielders like that.
Fly ball center field. Guthrie gets another chance out there. It is caught in the basket. Add a little flavor to that catch out there in center field, and that'll do it in the 7th inning. The Falcons get a couple of base hits, but no runs come across. Bottom of the 7th, still scoreless on 104.3, 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
What are your your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Over the last year, you've heard and seen the advertisement for God's Gifts 2, a local photographer who travels to high school sporting events and takes individual and team action photos at a great price. Something you may not know, though, is that the money from God's Gifts Photography supports 6 children in Kenya who Annalisa has met on mission trips. If you'd like to capture your athlete in action and help support these kids, call 541-281-2206. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook.
Middle of the Generals order due up here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. It's Camden Hardlob, Andrew Guthrie, and Mason Stout. Falcons were able to get a base runner, actually 2 base runners, to lead off the last inning, but were unable to convert on anything as a double play on an attempted tag-up attempt stopped them from getting that run. Camden Hardlob is looking to get the Generals something going here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. First pitch is called a strike, 0-1 to Hardlob. That one's going to miss low. Hardlob, the only returning collegiate player, class of 2025 for the Generals. Here's the pitch to him. He checks his swing on a breaking ball that misses low. Count is, I believe, 1-1. Pitch on the way from Teeters. Here it comes. Hit foul the opposite way. 2 strikes on Hardlob. 2-2 the count. And again, Andrew Guthrie waits on deck. Teeters, the pitch, curveball, chopped foul down the third base side. Hardlob a little bit out in front of the off-speed stuff. If you're Teeters, that's where you want guys hitting it. But he's thrown it a couple of times in this at-bat. We'll see where he goes here. Still with a pitch to work with and a 2-2 count. And it looks like the Falcons have a right-hander warming up in their bullpen. I can't quite tell exactly. I think it's Hayden Poor, as Teeters missed just outside with that pitch. The count's 3-2. All right, here we go again. The 3-2. That one is going to miss low, and a leadoff walk issued to Hardlob. He reaches base for the second time today, and it brings up Andrew Guthrie. Guthrie 0 for 2 on the ball game today, is grounded out and lined out in 2 trips today. We'll see what Generals have going on the bases. Base runners have been limited in this ball game. Here's the pitch on the way from Ty Teeters as he comes set. We'll have to wait a moment as he checks on the runner at first. Back safely is Hardlob. Teeters is able to get through his first inning out of the bullpen in order, but a leadoff walk here in the 7th. He's going to have to work to get out of this one, keep the shutout intact. Here's a chopper to short. Sims is up with it. Tried to throw against his body, but just winds up eating it. An infield single for Guthrie. 2 men on, nobody out. Here's Mason Stout.
Coming to the plate, number 20, Mason Stout.
Tough play for Sims to make, and honestly, probably making the right decision not throwing that baseball. Not sure if you're going to get Guthrie anyway, and throwing against your body like that is just asking for a bad throw in some cases. So good job by Sims to just eat that one, allow infield single. 2 men on, nobody out. Mason Stout in the box. He is 0 for 1 today. Walked in the 2nd inning, grounded out in the 4th. Bats here from the left side. He's looking to show bunt. Pushes it down the third base side. Charging is Nickerson, and no one was there to cover the first base back. Hamilton charged in to try to get the bunt. Rogers went to second, and Sims went to second as well. And so an infield single will load the bases for Caden Cooper. Cooper today 0 for 1. He struck out in the second inning, walked in the fifth. Force at any base in the infield. The corners come in. They're going to try to cut down a lead runner, but here's one that's hit into the air, left center field, and that's down for a base hit, and then skips away from Barrett and to the wall. This could clear the bases. All the way in from first is Mason Stout, and he dives in safely, and a bases clearing double for Caden Cooper gives the Generals a 3-run lead. Brings up Miles Beam. Pardon me, we got a pinch hitter in. It is going to be number 11 for the Generals, Ty Hattenauer. Teeters comes set. First pitch to Hattenauer. Here it comes. It is fouled back into the glove of the catcher. Hattenauer batting in place of Beam, who does exit the game, at least for now, with an 0 for 2 mark on the day. Pitch to Hattenauer is, called a strike. Hattenauer, a recent graduate of Caldera High School, member of the Wolf Pack. Hattenauer digging back in. Count is 0-2. And he'll watch that one miss outside. Count as a ball and 2 strikes to Hattenauer. And trying to see if we've got the correct guy in the on-deck circle, if we're going to see another change for Bottomiller. We'll find out here in a moment. Another 2-strike offering, this time swung on and missed. Hattenauer down on strikes for the first out in the 7th. And
number 8, Carson Bottomiller.
It is number 8, Carson Bottomiller, due up now for the Generals. Bottomiller 1 for 2 today. He singled in the 3rd, lined into a double play in the 5th. Runner aboard at second is Caden Cooper. It's a 3-0 lead for the Generals here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Pitch on the way from Teeters. That one is going to catch the outside part of the zone, about bell tie to Bottomiller. Count is 0-1. After Bottomiller in the order, it is Quentin Bailey. Set on the hill is Ty Teeters. And the pitch. Called a strike. Nice find on the outer third. Goes back-to-back outside fastballs to Bottomiller. Uses them both to get ahead. And we'll see where Teeters winds up going here. Pitch on the way. That one is taken for a strike. Got him looking back-to-back Ks for Ty Teeters after the bases clearing double. Now just one more out away from trying to work himself out. Here's Quentin Bailey. Bailey 0 for 2 today. Struck out in the 3rd, flew out in the 6th. This marks the beginning of Teeters' second time through the order, by the way. Bailey was the first man he faced when he entered the game in the 6th inning. Teeters finds the seam on the baseball, now gets ready to deliver the pitch. A nice inside, I think, slider from Teeters. Had a little bit of lateral movement there, but Ty finds his spot and gets ahead of Bailey 0-1. Pretty good lead off a second for Cooper. Teeters clocks it. Sims trying to keep him close over there, but Teeters delivers home. That one's hit hard to right field. Thomas is going to make the catch, though, and that'll end the inning, but not before the Generals score 3 on the bases clearing double from Caden Cooper. The Generals up as we go to the top half of the 8th next on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
New man on the mound for the SunWest Generals, Garrett Oatman, class of 2026 graduate of Mountain View High School, taking over for Colt Pupo, who pitched the first 7 innings of this game. So we get set for the top of the 8th in a 3-0 ball game that the Generals lead. Klamath Falls Falcons. Final line score for Pupo today is he would be in line for a win if the Generals' lead holds. 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 5 walks, 2 strikeouts, 87 pitches thrown, 27 batters faced.
Leading off the top of the 8th.
It's the top of the Falcons' order due up to try to get something going against Oatman, as Carson Sims will take strike 1. Sims today 0 for 3. He's flown out twice, grounded out once. Pitch to Sims is swung on and missed. And the count is 0-2.
Boy, he's really slipping and sliding out there today.
Yeah, that's the second time he's hit the turf. Might be time for some new shoes.
Mr. Sims.
Here's the 0-2. That one is flared out to right field, and a base hit for Sims. Made it all the way down the line that time. And a leadoff single for Carson brings up Jacoby Tacchini.
Between him and you, he's going to go bankrupt.
Jacoby Tacchini.
Are you talking about Rob Sims?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Jacoby Tacchini batting now for the Falcons 0 for 3 today, trying to change that against Garrett Oatman. He has grounded out once, flown out twice today, has Jacoby, but bats here with a runner on and nobody out. Pitch on the way to Tacchini. That one is hit into the air into center field. In fact, the left fielder, Bottomiller, looks to move over and call everybody off to make the catch. And there is one gone in the 8th inning.
Up the bat, number 34, Corbin Hamilton.
Corbin Hamilton stepping in now for the Falcons. By the way, I want to make a note for the Generals' sake. Beam back in the game behind the dish for the Generals, who was pinch hit for in the bottom half of the last inning. Move over to first. Back safely is Sims as Corbin Hamilton gets ready to dig in here. Hamilton is 1 for 2 today. Walked in the first, grounded out in the third, singled in the 6th. Here Hamilton waves and misses at a pitch. They try to back pick Sims at first, but he's back safe. Corbin behind in the count here. Awaits the offering and checks his swing. Did he go? Does not look like he did. Count as a ball and a strike here to Corbin. Pitch is called a strike. Sims feigned a steal. Beam is ready to toss him out, but instead just returns it back to the pitcher. Count is a ball and 2 strikes here on Corbin Hamilton. And the pitch on the way to Corb is rolled the opposite way. It is through into right field. And that gap on the right side of the infield favoring Hamilton that time, with the first baseman Cooper holding the runner and the second baseman cheating for a double play. Hamilton just a ground ball with eyes. It goes through into right field. 2 men on, just 1 man out here for Jacoby Nickerson.
If I remember right, the Falcons had the bases loaded last inning.
They had a couple guys on last inning. Last time they had the bases loaded was in the 2nd.
Okay.
Here's the pitch to Nickerson. That one is hit foul. Count is 0-1. Falcons left 1 runner on in the 7th, 1 in the 3rd, 3 in the 2nd, and 1 in the 1st. So far, that'd be 6 runners left on the day.
But there was a play at the plate.
Right, they did get a runner all the way to 3rd. Just wasn't loaded up. Here's a ground ball to second base. The second baseman, Cooper, unable to field it cleanly. And an error will load the bases here for the Falcons. They've got them juiced up here in the 8th for Trustin Thomas.
Up to bat, number 17, Trustin Thomas.
E4 there in the book on Cooper. And Thomas trying to make an impact here. Tying run on base in the top of the 8th inning. Pitch on the way. Thomas, a ground ball left side. The shortstop, Hartlob, throws to third for 1. They get him, but a run comes in and scores. Give Trustin Thomas an RBI. He reaches on the fielder's choice as Sim touches home. Hamilton is out trying to advance to third, and Nickerson is in at second. So runners at first and second, 2 outs for Harley Hoblet. The new score, 3-1. The Generals lead the Falcons. Hoblet, base hit his last time up as Oatman misses low. Good job by Beam to get in front of that one, disallow any runners from advancing. Hoblet, like I said, singled in the 7th, and he walked in each of his 2 previous at-bats. That pitch is going to miss low, and Harley works ahead 2-0. Ty Teeters due up next for the Falcons, should the inning continue. Pitch on the way to Hoblet, misses away. This one squirts away from Beam, enough for both runners to advance. Nickerson to third, Thomas to second. The base hit here could tie the ball game in the top of the 8th inning if Hoblet is able to find one in the outfield. Pitch on the way to Hoblet. It's going to miss low. And bases are loaded again for the Falcons here in the 8th. Here's Ty Teeters looking to help out his own cause.
Up to bat, number 7, Ty Teeters.
Teeters singled his last time up in the 7th inning. He also hit into a double play in the 4th and walked in the 2nd. But the relief pitcher for the Falcons, who surrendered the tie ball game in the bottom half of the last inning, a chance to try to tie the game with a base hit here. And the go-ahead run is on first. Teeters takes a big bending breaking ball for a first strike. And he fists another curveball the opposite way. The count is 0-2 to Teeters. Big pitch coming up for Garrett Oatman, trying to get himself out of this bases-loaded jam and maintain a 2-run advantage. Teeters choking up a bit here. A big pitch on the way. Beam sets the signal, and the pitch will hit Teeters. And a run comes in to score. Bases stay loaded, and in steps Mason Snell.
Now hitting number 4, Snell Mason.
Got a new player on the Falcons, it seems, Walter.
Snell Mason.
Snell Mason. Here's the first pitch to Mason Snell as that one finds the inside corner. Count is 0-1. I'm going to take a look at my lineup. Oh, yeah, I guess so. We wrote all the guys in our starting lineup one way and then the guys on the bench the other way as Mason Snell's hit by a pitch, and the Falcons tie the ball game.
2 in a row.
2 back-to-back hit batsmen. Well, that one will score Thomas. Hoblet to third, Teeters to second, and Snell aboard at first. Chase Barrett, chance to give the Falcons a lead. Score is 3-3. They have it read 4-2 here in at the ballpark. Not sure if they can fix that, but score is 3-3. Falcons were able to, after back-to-back singles to start the inning. Nickerson reached on an error, Thomas reached on a fielder's choice, and then you had a walk and back-to-back hit batsmen to get the Falcons their 3rd run. Barrett stepping in now. He's 0 for 3 today. Reached on an error in the 2nd, then flew out in the 5th and 7th innings. That pitch finds the outer third. Count is 0-1.
Okay, you were explaining to me a little while ago that if there's an error that occurs on the field and then runs score after that, that it can't be attributed to the pitcher's ERA.
So long as there's been 2 outs. So, yeah, I suppose, geez, all these runs unearned this inning. That's a good call. So that pitch misses outside. Yeah, there was a couple of runners on, but then there was 2 outs recorded before Nickerson reached on the error, and then everything happened after that. The fielder's choice, the walk, and the 2 hit batsmen. Barrett swings and misses at a pitch well above the zone, and the Falcons will leave the bases loaded, but they do tie the ball game here in the top of the 8th inning. It is 3-3 as we go to the bottom half next on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Looking for insurance from someone who truly understands rural Klamath? Meet Gabby Haskins, a licensed agent for Country Financial, born and raised in Merrill with deep roots in agriculture and the local way of life. Whether you're protecting your family farm, homes, vehicles, businesses, Gabby's here to help. She offers trusted, personalized insurance for farm, life, home, auto, commercial, and retirement needs at Gary Sheen's Country Financial office in Merrill. Stop by today and see why Merrill residents trust one of their own. Country Financial, here to help you experience more in Merrill.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Top of the order due up in the bottom of the 8th inning for the SunWest Generals in a 3-3 ball game. Hayden Poor, the new man on the mound for the Klamath Falls Falcons, as he delivers a pitch low to Wiskovich. Count is 1-0. Wiskovich 0 for 2 today. He was hit by a pitch in the third. Otherwise, he's flown out and struck out today. That time, Poor finds the zone. The count is a ball and a strike to Wiskovich. Cole Cooper due up next, and then Camden Hartlob. It's the top of the order due up for SunWest. Pitch on the way is going to be called a ball, I believe. Count is 2-1. That one misses low, 3-1. The count to Charlie Wiskovich from Hayden Poor. Taking over things from Ty Teeters, who pitched 2 innings, gave up 3 runs and 3 hits in his outing, and he struck out 3 batters. That pitch is going to miss low and away, and a leadoff walk delivered by Hayden Poor.
Up to bat, number 1, Cole Cooper.
Cole Cooper due up next for the Generals. He's 2 for 3 today. Singled in the first and fourth innings and flew out his last time up in the 6th. Batting from the left side is Cooper. They throw over to first. Back safely is Wiskovich. Falcons, for their part, back in action at home on Tuesday as the Falcons play the North Medford Mavericks at home. So that pitch is going to miss low. 1-0 the count to Cooper. Poor takes a look at the runner at first before coming set. And now the pitch home is a ground ball back up the middle and into center field. A base hit is going to put 2 men on and nobody out for Camden Hartlob.
Going to the plate, number 32, Camden Hartlob.
Hartlob is 0 for 2 today, although he did score a run in the 7th inning when he reached on a walk. Led off that inning by earning a trip to first base on the walk. He flew out in the first and reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th inning. Hartlob trying to give the Generals a lead in a tie ball game here in the bottom half of inning number 8 with a runner in scoring position in the person of Charlie Wiskovich. Pitch on the way from Poor, showing bunt. A bunt down the third base side is in foul territory. 0-1 the count.
Have you ever seen a triple play?
I can't recall. I've seen him online, but never in person, I don't think. I'm trying real hard to think.
Pretty rare.
Well, yeah. Usually it takes a situation like this to be hit like in the middle infield where you can catch the ball on the second base bag, tag second base, and then throw over to first. Like would be the easiest way to get out of this inning. I suppose we can dream of a triple play, although unlikely. If anything, Teeter's ahead 0-1. I'd love to get a strikeout here and a double play on the next ball in, as this one is fouled back. Suppose you can swap those around too. A double play here and then a strikeout works all the same, but that's what you're looking for if you're Hayden Poor.
Wouldn't a triple play just take a ground ball to third, step on the bag, and rip it around the infield?
Takes a long time to rip it around the infield, though.
Suppose.
Here's the 0-2 pitch to Hardlob. Curveball misses up. Pretty big lead off of second base for Wiskovich on that last offering. He was playing games with Hayden Poor out there, caused Hayden to miss up. Poor comes set, takes a look at the runner, and now motions home. That pitch misses low. 2-2. After Hartlob in the order again is Andrew Guthrie. Poor comes set. And the offering home is lifted foul the opposite way. And we'll do a two-strike count again with Camden Hartlob.
Now, Hartlob's the sophomore, right, in college?
He will be a sophomore, yeah.
Wow.
So his last year of eligibility at the Legion level is this season. The 2-2. That one's hit high, right field. Looks playable more for the second baseman, and he makes the catch. And there is one out in the inning. I believe that's Mason Snell over there at second. Let's see. Yes, it is. Snell at second base. So here's Andrew Guthrie. That was probably an infield fly, actually. Batter was out right away. And Guthrie steps in now with one gone and still two men on. One out in the inning. Guthrie singled his last time up. Pitch on the way from Poor is going to miss outside. 1-0. Guthrie, along with singling his last time up, lined out in the fourth and grounded out in the first. Aboard at second is Wiskovich. Cole Cooper on at first. Poor is set. And the pitch. Misses low, 2-0. Corbin Hamilton at first, playing behind the runner over there. The middle infield trying to keep the runner at second honest. Nickerson playing about even with the bag on the third base side. Here's the pitch in. That is a bouncer foul. Count is, I believe, 1-1. 2-1, pardon me. Again, the Generals have got another game coming up right after the conclusion of this one, as they play a doubleheader against Lewiston later on today, a triple header today for the Generals. As Coach Craig Connor makes his way out of the dugout to discuss things with not only Hayden Poor, but the rest of the Klamath Falls Falcons infield. Today's broadcast on MyBasin.com is brought to you in part by Sage Credit Union. They know that picking the right path can make the journey easier, the distance shorter, and assure that you end up at the right place. Whether you're dreaming of owning a home or you just want a great checking account, Sage Credit Union can help you reach your goals. Party on the mound is broken up as Andrew Guthrie gets ready to step back in. Looks like the count is 2 balls and a strike. There's one out and 2 men on.
This game moving at a good pace. You know, it's been under 2 hours and we're already in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Guys are swinging the bats early too. Time out at the plate. Guthrie wanted time after Poor had come set and held his set for some time. And so wanted to reset things in the right-handed batter's box. Guthrie calls time and now digs back in. Here's the pitch. Guthrie fouls one off. There's now 2 strikes on the General center fielder. Digging back in here. Mason Stout is on deck for the Generals. Not much of a lead at first for Cooper. Pretty decent lead out at second for Wiskovich. Poor set. Holds his set and time out at the plate again before Poor can move over to second base. Delivery home is swung on and missed. It was in the dirt. Batter is out, but both men advance anyway. And so Wiskovich goes to third. To second goes Cooper, but a strikeout for Guthrie. First time he's gone on down on strikes today, I suppose. And now here's Mason Stout. Going to try to drive in that go-ahead run here. Stout 1 for 2 today. Walked in the second, grounded out in the fourth, singled in the seventh. Batting here from the left side. Set on the mound is Poor. And the pitch. That's going to miss in the turf. Takini knocking that one down, not allowing that go-ahead run to come in and score. Bottom of the 8th inning, 3-3, our score here in Redmond. Poor. Comes set. Here's the pitch. That one is a line drive into center field and a base hit. Wiskovich scores. Cooper gets the red light. And an RBI single gives the Generals a late lead. They're up 4-3 after the RBI from Mason Stout. Brings up Caden Cooper.
Number 18, Caden Cooper.
Cooper 1 for 2 today. Struck out in the second, walked in the fifth, but take you back to the 7th inning. A bases-clearing double gave the Generals at the time a 3-0 lead. The Falcons responded with 3 runs of their own in the top half of this 8th inning, and the Generals have scored one in the bottom half of the 8th as Poor gets ahead with an upstairs pitch right around the letters heart of the plate to Cooper, and the count is 0-1. Runners at the corners with Cooper at third and Stout at first. The pitch is fouled back. 0-2. If you're curious for the Falcons who's due up next half inning, it is the top of the order. Sims, Takini, and Hamilton. Set on the mound is Poor. And runner at first takes off for second. Now they try to throw home to go get both runs, but the throw home is not going to work. And stealing second was Stout. Taking home was Cooper. And some crafty base running that time for the Generals earns them another run. It's 5-4 Redmond here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Pardon me, 5-3 Redmond in the bottom of the 8th inning. Stout in scoring position at second. Pitch to Cooper is a slow roller to the right side of the infield. Snell is up with it. Throw on to first is in time, and that'll do it in the 8th. But the Generals take a 2-run lead. An RBI single from Mason Stout gets them there as they lead 5-3 going to the top of the 9th next on mybasin.com.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Over the last year, you've heard and seen the advertisement for God's Gifts 2, a local photographer who travels to high school sporting events and takes individual and team action photos at a great price. Something you may not know, though, is that the money from God's Gifts Photography supports 6 children in Kenya who Annalisa has met on mission trips. If you'd like to capture your athlete in action and help support these kids, call 541-281-2206. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook.
Top of the order, due up for the Klamath Falls Falcons in the top of the 9th inning. They trail the Redmond SunWest Generals, a score of 5-3 today. Sims, Takini, and Hamilton due up this half for Klamath Falls. They look to go to work against Garrett Oatman.
Number 23, Carson Sims.
They got to string together a few here. Last inning.
All starts with a base runner. They were able to score 3 in the 8th. It was Sims who led off that inning with a single. 1 for 4 on the day is Sims. The first pitch is going to miss away. Pitch on the way to Sims is also in the dirt. Oatman misses back-to-back low ones. Count is 2-0 to Carson. Sims would single and come in to score in the 8th inning. It's on the RBI from Trustin Thomas. Here Sims looks at another one that misses low. 3-0 the count. Pitch on the way. 3-0 misses, and a 4-pitch walk delivered to Sims, a leadoff base runner in the 9th for the Falcons.
Now hitting number 19, Jacoby Takini.
Jacoby Takini due up now for the Falcons. He's 0 for 4 today. He is grounded out, lined out, flown out twice today. Pitch to Takini is going to miss wide. 1-0. Takini flew out to left field in the 3-run 8th inning for the Falcons. Here's the pitch on the way. Takini watches that one. It finds the zone. Count is even at a ball and a strike. Started up above the letters but broke back across the zone and dropped in as well. Nice pitch that time from Oatman and evens the count against Takini. The 1-1. Takini line drive back up the middle and a base hit. Tying run on base for the Falcons, and it brings up Corbin Hamilton. Falcons going to get a courtesy runner in for Jacoby, looks like. I think. Got a meeting on the mound between Beam and his pitcher Oatman. I think they'd get a runner in for Takini, with that being the tying run all the way over there at first. It looks like Rogers getting set to come out here, but got to wait for head coach to make that designation.
It looked like Takini pointed to himself like saying, no, I want to run. Keep me in.
Meeting on the mound now for the Redmond coach, and it looks like we might be getting a new pitcher as Oatman has the ball taken from him, and it looks like Cole Cooper getting ready to come in and throw. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll introduce you to the new arm on mybasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
Cole Cooper, the new man on the hill for the SunWest Generals, as he looks to try to get the final outs in this one. The final 3 outs. It is a save opportunity for him in the opening day of the year. Has taken over his spot at second base. It looks like it's number 10, which would be Baron Huerta. All right. Nobody out, 2 on, and Corbin Hamilton at the plate. Jacoby Tacchini aboard at first. Carson Sims in at second. Tying run on base here for Hamilton. Cooper working out of the stretch here, inheriting this situation. Hamilton looking to show bunt, but instead they move over to second base to try to get Sims. Not a bad idea here for Hamilton to try to lay down a bunt, move both guys into scoring position with Jacoby Nickerson due up next. Hamilton showing bunt, pulls back, but the off-speed pitch dropped in there for a strike, 0-1. Coach Tacchini issuing a new set of signs. We'll see if the bunt is still on for Corbin here after he takes strike 1. Shows bunt, pulls back, pitches in the turf, but Beam drops down to knock it down. No one's advancing. The count is even, a ball and a strike to Hamilton. Pitch on the way here from Cooper. Hamilton shows bunt, lays this one down in front of the pitcher. Cooper up with it. The throw to first is going to be high. It takes him off the bag. And the bases are loaded for the Falcons in the 9th. Here's Jacoby Nickerson.
Great hustle, great speed from
It's Corbin Hamilton there racing down the line as Hunter Glidden comes in to replace Tacchini there at second as well. As finally get that courtesy runner in for him. Tying run in scoring position. Go ahead run at first. Here's Jacoby Nickerson. The pitch hit into the air, right center field. Moving over is the right fielder. Stout makes the catch. 1 run comes in to score, and it is a 5-4 ball game. 1 out as Glidden moves to third. Hamilton stays put at first. Give Nickerson an RBI on the sacrifice fly. There's 1 out in the inning. And in steps Trustin Thomas. The infield going to come in. No, they're going to stay in the middle of the infield playing straight up, playing for a double play, whereas the corners are going to come in against Trustin Thomas. All right. Beam behind the plate gives the options to his infield. Again, aboard at first is Corbin Hamilton. Tying run at third is Hunter Glidden. Here's Trustin Thomas. He's already come up with 1 RBI earlier today. Here's the pitch. Takes it for a strike. 0-1. Pitch on the way. Thomas fouls it off. The count is 0-2 to Trustin. Harley Hoblet is on deck. Sorry about that. Pitch to Thomas, curveball, chased and missed. A big strikeout there for Cooper. 2 gone in the 9th.
Now hitting number 11, Harley Hoblet.
Harley Hoblet due up here for the Falcons. Their final hope today against the AAA SunWest Generals. A base hit ties it. Anything less and the game is over. Here's the pitch. And a hit by a pitch. Hoblet was hit.
Really short backstop today too, so if the ball passes Beam, I'm not sure if the runner at third could get home in time to get to home. I don't know. In your professional opinion, what do you think, Josh?
I probably wouldn't risk it.
Especially with 2 outs. Talking things over with Coach over there.
I think they're trying to see if it hit him or if it hit the bat. And I think the consensus is that it hit Hoblet.
I think it hit his helmet. That's what it sounded like.
I thought it got him in the elbow guard.
Oh.
And so that's why they were curious if it hit the knob of the bat by his hands or his elbow guard itself.
Because there was a hollow sound to it.
So this brings up Ty Teeters, bases loaded. Game on the line. Go ahead, run in scoring position. He takes strike one. Next pitch to Ty, misses up. Count is even at 1. Teeters was hit by a pitch his last time up. He's also singled, walked, and grounded into a double play. Pitch coming up to Teeters. That one is hit down the line at third. It kicks foul. And the count is 1-2. That one had stayed fair. We're probably looking at a tie ball game. Tough ball for Wiskovich to get to. But unfortunately for the Falcons, it kicked foul. And now there's 2 strikes on Teeters.
What do you think about that? Like if he laid down like a bunt that was similar to that hit.
Well, now with 2 strikes, you definitely don't want to do it as Beam comes out, trying to maybe quell some momentum with Ty Teeters at the plate. Could think about having laid down a bunt, but I mean, it's got to be dead perfect to do that with 2 outs and things like that. That coincidentally was pretty perfect until it kicked foul, but yeah, unfortunate break there for Klamath Falls. Teeters going to have to do it straight away here. 2 strikes on him, 1-2, 2 outs, bases loaded, 1-run ball top of the 9th inning here for Klamath Falls. The pitch swung on and missed, and that will do it. The Klamath Falls Falcons come up short against the AAA SunWest Generals, a final score of 5-4. A opening day victory for the Generals. They've got 2 more to come today, but this does it for our broadcast. We'll take a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we will wrap things up for you from Redmond Rotary Field at Jaqua Sports Complex. Back after this on mybasin.com.
Make sure to stop by the Snack Shack. They need some love. Appreciate it.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Final score today, the Klamath Falls Falcons lose a 9-inning single affair with the SunWest Generals, a final score of 5-4. For the Generals today, 5 runs comes on 7 hits. They commit 3 errors. For Klamath Falls, 4 runs on 6 hits. They commit no errors. Today's winning pitcher was Garrett Oatman. He pitched 1 inning, allowing 3 hits and 4 runs, He walked 2 and struck out 1. The save goes to Cole Cooper today, pitching the final inning and striking out 2 batters. Today's loss goes to Hayden Poor, who pitched the final 8th inning for the Falcons today, allowing 2 hits, 2 runs. They were each earned. He walked 1 and struck out 1. Hits tough to come by, few and far between today for Klamath Falls, but Corbin Hamilton a 2-for-4 day today. I also want to highlight Jacoby Nickerson, who recorded an RBI, as well as Trustin Thomas with an RBI today. Ty Teeters was 1-for-3 with an RBI, and Mason Snell had an RBI today too. The Falcons finishing with 6 hits in this loss against the Generals. But the season, of course, continues after a trip back to Klamath Falls tonight. The Klamath Falls Falcons are playing on Tuesday at home. They are taking on the North Medford Mavericks, a league doubleheader at Kiger Stadium on Tuesday night. It's a 5:30 first pitch. We hope to see you then as the Falcons continue their Area 4 league play. Walter, before we head off the air today, any final thoughts?
You know, it was a good battle. I mean, there were no runs or even base runners until probably about the 7th inning.
Yeah.
It was a good battle. AAA versus a single-A team. I think it shows that the Falcons can compete with any team that they play against.
5-4, the final score today. The Generals defeat the Klamath Falls Falcons. The Falcons' new record this season, 3-1. The Generals are 1-0 on the season. Thanks again for joining us for another edition of Falcons Baseball. Thanks to everybody who helped us get going today. Want to thank today's interim head coach for the Klamath Falls Falcons, Mr. Joe Tacchini. Also want to give a shout to Mark Horner, the head coach for the Redmond SunWest Generals, for allowing us to get his roster and his lineup and all that great stuff before the game today. Best of luck to the Generals for the rest of the season. Also, thanks to you for joining us. Another edition of Falcons Baseball back again on Tuesday at Kiger Stadium. But until then, for Walter Hartley, my name is Josh Eldridge. Have a great rest of your weekend, and so long from beautiful Redmond, Oregon.